But enough about us. Let me get into these articles here. The first article we have is about Alderwoman Rodriquez Sanchez, who put a pretty insensitive tweet about Chicago and Chicago Italians specifically. And now there's organizations in Chicago that are calling for her removal as Alderwoman. They want her to resign. So we work hand in hand with this organization, actually, so we know 100% where they're coming from. But before getting into that, let me get into what happened. So if you haven't heard, Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, the Alderwoman of Chicago's 33rd Ward, has recently received criticism for her poll she put out on Twitter asking, how do we honor Italians in Chicago? So if you're not from Chicago, there's organizations out here that really, really, really care about keeping traditions, culture, and heritage alive. Like, it's a very important thing for the city. They're actively working with politicians to try to make Italian heritage more important and more just to continue Italian heritage and make it more a part of the city, because we help build this city. It's extremely important and for history especially. So what was so controversial about her tweet is she kind of blatantly just mocks Italians by putting the most stereotypical like things ever in her poll. So basically she kind of said an Italian ice monument as the number one pick. And it's just kind of what's so crazy about these kind of things is, you know, a lot of Italians feel, even us, that Italian heritage is somehow okay to mock while other ethnicities and heritages aren't. So, for example, and people are even speaking in this in her replies, because this kind of sparked a lot of other stereotypical stuff and racist stuff in her replies, because she said, write other in the comments, and people trying to be funny in the comments are writing like all these other stereotypical ways to honor Italian heritage in Chicago. It's just not right. You know, people really care about their heritage, and people are really trying to like find ways to honor Italians. You know, when it's Italian Heritage Month, it's not like you go on Netflix and they're saying, oh, let's honor Italian heritage. Like, we kind of get a lot of stereotypical stuff thrown at us, and nobody really honors the Italian American values that really help build the city and the country, and the important ones. You know, there's a lot of stuff like traditions and, you know, just our values as far as working hard, and you know what I mean? We help build cities, and there's just so much to honor and so much heritage that people don't know about it, that just kind of gets thrown into, you know, stereotypes, that it's kind of upsetting. So basically, a lot of people thankfully stood up for Italians, and we'll pop up some of the tweets, but some people are saying, are you mocking Italians? Would it be okay to put a taco monument joke? Maybe we should all lighten up and have at it, but let's know if this field is open. So here's another one. Italian ice monument is an effing slap in the face to all Italian Americans. What's wrong with you? Italian Americans built this city, and you propose honoring them with a statue of sugar and ice. And there's just a lot of people upset about it. Here's another comment we highlighted. Wow, I am truly shocked and saddened at such a racist post towards Italian Americans. My father, first generation, was treated terribly when he came here in 1956. Then to see a government official mock a whole race of good, hardworking people, disgusting and sad. So a lot of people are upset about it, and this is coming, remember, this is coming from a government official. People look up to these people in politics. Like, they should be the leaders of deciding what's right and what's wrong. And coming from a government official, it's definitely a big deal. So this was all echoed by Ron Onesti, who's in charge of the Joint Civic Committee of Italian Americans, which is based in Chicago out here, and he's been fighting the mayor for years now about the Columbus statue and everything like this. And he said they basically blatantly mocked our ethnic group, and it was tasteless, classless, harmful, and racist, no doubt about it. We can't believe a leader of our city council, doesn't matter what party or what platform she's from, who can't believe she would perpetuate this. So here's the crazy part. Rather than Sanchez apologizing, because there's clearly a ton of people upset about this, rather than her apologizing, she actually defended it by saying that people were spinning her lighthearted tweet into a narrative of disrespect. And she added she deeply respects Italians, Italian American history, and their role in building the city amid discrimination faced by immigrant and minority communities. So I don't know, kind of what she said is contradicting. If she's saying that she respects Italian heritage, and why is she mocking it with a post like this? just doesn't make any sense. And so people are really taking it seriously. They want her removed as alderwoman of the city. Let us know what you think in the comments. We're very curious to hear your opinion. Is it lighthearted? Is it not lighthearted? Would it be okay to be lighthearted if it was okay towards other ethnicities? Let us know what you guys think. We definitely want your opinion, and drop a comment below.